So if you guys hear any birds or something in the background, my room is hot as hell, so I gotta keep this window open. Hope that don't distract from the review. But this is the review on Netflix's, well, one of Netflix's newest shows called Never Have I Ever. And it's about an Indian teen. After the death of her father, she becomes paralyzed for about a year or so. And after that, she comes back to school and tries to shed the image of being the paralyzed girl and finally being able to be popular. But that doesn't come without its mishaps. And this was actually a pretty damn good show. And it stars this girl who is, what I can tell, this is her first acting credit. And I may butcher the hell out of this name, but hey, I get an A for effort for just even trying. Her name is Maitreyi Ramakrishnan. I may have, said it a little bit wrong, but it's along the lines. And she plays Devi, a teen who is trying to navigate her life and is dealing with the issues that a normal teenager would go through, like love, self-confidence, peer pressure, just family stuff, and it's done really well. But one of the things that you would notice about the show, just like right off the bat, is that it is narrated, but not by the main character, but by a sports athlete, John McEnroe. They try to explain why he's narrating the show, but it doesn't really fully explain why. And one episode is narrated by Andy Samberg in the same type of manner, but in both cases doesn't explain the reason for the two to narrate, which I think they really did it for comedic effects, but it was kind of a lost joke to me. And as the show go along, you'll get used to it, but I didn't fully understand it. And Devi has two best friends. She has a friend that is gay and wants to come out. Another is an inspiring actress who loves the theater and the stage and all that stuff. And all three aren't the most popular and could be considered to many as losers, but best friends through and through. And it really did come across pretty good. I enjoyed the chemistry between all the characters through their ups and downs and everything that they were going through. You can really tell that genuinely these characters were best friends, knew everything about each other and really cared for each other. And the actresses brought it out, and I really did appreciate that because it made that relationship all the better. And yeah, just the acting is great throughout this whole show with Maitreyi as the lead. And this being her first project, she did absolutely incredible in her role because it doesn't even come across that she hasn't been in anything before this. And man, I can see her doing great things beyond this show. And the character development was done really good, and it gave us time to connect with each character and care about them when things were happening that weren't quite in their favor, especially Devi. And the awkward moments really did hit for me, as well as the humor. And I like the way that the teenagers were captured in this show, and it came across realistic in its execution. And I like the way that the problems in this show were handled, from the grief and dealing with loss, dealing with love and trying to find it, dealing with the pressures of school and your peers and what everybody expects from you, especially your family, because she has to deal with the expectations of her family. With coming from a Indian heritage, there is a lot of expectancy of her people due to their religion and how their culture is, and her trying to balance both with being a regular kid as well as honoring her heritage. And a lot of times that can be hard because you're trying not to disappoint either side. And there is a route taken with the love interest situation that I didn't think that they were going to go with it, but it actually was better, and it didn't follow the typical way that the love interests are handled in these type of situations on movies and or shows. There is one episode completely about another character that is in her life, and though I did appreciate the episode and it was good, I didn't think it was necessary to have 1 out of the 10 episodes dedicated to this one character, because they could have gave him more screen time throughout the various episodes and not take away one full episode to explain his life. And like I mentioned, this is the one episode where Andy Samberg narrates. Overall, I really did enjoy enjoy this show. Didn't know what to really expect, but I ended up, after the first episode or so, I ended up really liking it. And by the time it got to the end episode, this was a really good show. And if you end up coming across it like a lot of people do during quarantine and you're looking for something to watch and you see this, definitely check it out if this is your type of like speed or whatnot. And yeah, it is a definite hit and I definitely recommend it.